Hello to my Taurians. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading, Taurus. Let's get right into it. Taurus, I filmed an hour video for you all on yesterday. You may be watching this video on the 4th of September, but there was a video that was filmed for, well, the time on it was about 53 minutes. Somehow it wouldn't upload, and I was like, okay, all right. Anyway, so here's a new one. Here's a new one. It was pretty good. It was, well, I really enjoyed it. So but let's get into it. Let's get into it. Hopefully everybody's having a good day so far. All right. I believe the moon is in, moving into Aquarius, from Capricorn into Aquarius, right? So this video is going to be dated for Wednesday, September 3rd. Out to the next 7 days, okay? The next 7 days, which is going to put us to Wednesday the 10th, right? And so we have a full moon coming up. We have a full moon in coming up on the 7th. So if you're joining me here and on the Patreon side, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate all the love and light I'm sending right back to each and every one of you Taurians. We're going to get into it. I'm going to give you the questions for the moon in Capricorn, even though the moon has already moved into Aquarius, because I want to make sure you have the questions that everybody else has, okay, for those of you all who are used to getting your questions. So I've already cleared the space, already cleared the energy. We're going to get right into it by setting an intention first. Let's get it. I am surrounded by people who encourage me. This is setting an intention. So make sure you are around people who encourage you to remain high vibrational. That is very, very important to maintain healthy relationships with people who encourage you, right? So let's put this up here again. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into it. You all are an earth sign. You all rule second house, Taurus, right? Second house is all about possessions, money, and finance. But it's also about worth and value, like knowing your worth and your value, right? A lot of people are kind of sort of moving away from energies that have a God complex, you know, who think that they're better than, or turn their nose up, you know, at others and that kind of thing. A lot of people are ending those relationships, right? So because everybody has source inside of them. I am the great I am right here, right? So, and so people, I think looking at your cards here, people want to be surrounded by people who encourage you, but I mean, who encourage them, but it's how people encourage people, right? So you definitely want to be around people who encourage you to keep your vibrations high. You all are a pretty patient zodiac sign. High vibrating Taurians are reliable, patient, and sensual, right? So you don't even want to be around low vibrational Taurians. So let's get it. See what's going on. Let us see what is going on here, Taurus. Like I said, we are moving towards a full blood moon in Pisces, right? And I'm going to make sure you are getting the most out of this full blood moon coming up. Like I said, there will be another video over on the Patreon side for those of you all who join me here and over there. So a full blood moon in Pisces for you specifically, Taurus, is an emotional and often transformative. And for you, it highlights friendships, community ties, and long-term vision for your future. Because it's blood moon, a total lunar eclipse, because that's also same day total lunar eclipse, which is mean totally letting go of some things that just don't serve your highest purpose. The energy is intensified, bringing endings, revelations, and breakthroughs. So the areas that are going to be a primary focus for you all, Taurus, is friendship and social circles. So Pisces moon energy is compassionate and spiritual, but it also dissolves boundaries, right? For you, this lunation activates your friendship groups and your connections. So you may notice shifts in your social circle. Certain people may drift away while others step forward as truer allies. This is a time to let go of relationships that no longer align with your values. And that was kind of what the first video was kind of about, right? It's just not being around people who encourage you to get so distracted that you can't even tap into your own intuition, right? Also around dreams, goals, and aspirations. So eclipses highlight turning points. So for you, this blood moon may bring clarity about whether your long-term dreams still inspire you. Some goals may fall away, making room for new ones that resonate more deeply with your heart. And so a Pisces moon actually reminds you to dream big beyond the purely practical, right? So when you see the moon card, even though Cancer is ruled by the moon, it's actually Pisces card. Some people can get overwhelmed, by dreaming bigger because you don't have the people around you encouraging you to dream bigger. So let's say, for instance, you were called to do one thing, but somebody else is over here telling you, no, you be better in that area because that's a better career for you. But source is actually calling you to do something else, Yeah, you can use your career as, kind of experience. But if you were called to do something, that's where you're going to really thrive and be passionate about something. So that's why we talk about being surrounded by people who encourage you, right? People who are not looking at you as competition because you answered a call in your life, because they have a God complex, right? Talking to you wherever Taurus is in your birth chart. Even for my cross watchers, see what your zodiac sign is in your second house. Taurus rules second house. Also in the area of love and friendship crossroads. So since a Pisces moon blurs the line between platonic and romantic, some of you may re-examine how friendship and love intertwine. So this eclipse may reveal whether a relationship is shifting categories or whether boundaries need to be set, right? So like I said, you all are a pretty sensual sign. People are really attracted to Taurians. A lot of it doesn't have some of it has to do with your outer appearance, but a lot of it just has to do with your energy. You all are ruled by Venus, right? And you're a divine feminine sign. Whether you're a man or woman, it doesn't really matter. Taurians attract men and women, right? For various reasons, right? So if a line is crossed, you may have to, like I said, enforce it. You just gonna have to enforce this. So I'm gonna come back for some tips for Taurus during this moon. Let's get it. Let's see what's going on here. And I'll give you some questions for the moon in Capricorn, so you're not carrying other people's burdens on your shoulders. So you can see some things from a higher frequency. Hopefully this helps. Temperance card came out first. Then we have the High Priestess. We also have the Empress card. Because sometimes people be crossing lines and, they don't know when to stop themselves, right? So here we have the Page of Wands here. Let me get a little touchy-feely, right? So somebody could have baited you into something. Somebody was trying to send a message, that they were competing with someone from your past. And so, and something was overwhelming. So here we have the Two of Wands. So now that something is closed out, because something was overwhelming, here we have the Knight of Cups here. Somebody could be looking for somebody to save them, like really save them from something. Just kind of like, okay, some lines were crossed here, some people got a little touchy-feely, in a car ride, touching somebody's leg or something. Like, I've been looking at you. You look like a cutie patootie. So here we have the Emperor card here. So let's start with this here. What I'm picking up for you all is you're now seeing something from a higher frequency, how people could come out of the same womb. I'm feeling like this could be like sibling relationships, or like parent to child, or like, a family possibly. Like somebody came on to you. Something was inappropriate. Somebody came on to you and it was just, something was just inappropriate, right? But you were baited into something, and something was overwhelming. So somebody could also have a Taurus moon as well. Something was done, behind someone's back. So somebody could have came on to somebody could have given somebody some drinks, somebody could have done something that was overwhelming, that was just not cool, but somebody felt like something was their way or the highway. They preyed on, someone's vulnerability, right? And somebody was looking for somebody to save them. And again, you know, like I said before, it's almost like somebody was basically like man up, because we're seeing masculine energy here. We're looking like somebody was being shady, basically like somebody was saying, hey, here, take a drink, man up, you know, that kind of thing. And that's something that, because your sign is a divine feminine zodiac sign, and people are trying to bring out the masculine in you, whether you're a man or woman, and because when the moon moves through Taurus, the moon in Taurus reminds us that things like sex and money are not dirty. It's what is how it's used, right? And so, but somebody was looking to be saved, you know, from something, right? Somebody wanted love, and that could be, like I said, some kind of line was crossed, right? Somebody has a Aries moon here, and somebody figured something out. Yeah, a light high priestess figured something out, that there was a dark high priestess involved in something. Because somebody knows how to see something from a higher frequency, just from their past. Let me give somebody an example of what I'm talking about. It's almost like you coming from a family, Taurus. If you have siblings that cross the line with their own siblings, boyfriends, girlfriends, but it's been happening for so long, it's just disrespectful. They just cross lines. They don't care. They just flirt with whomever, right? Some people come from those kind of families and they don't see anything wrong with it. They don't see anything wrong with like flirting with their brother or sisters, boyfriends or girlfriend. They've been doing it for so long. And so it really is up to that person who is being hit on to speak up and say something, right? Not just kind of sit there and take it. So that's what I'm seeing here in the cards. But yeah, a line was crossed. Somebody felt like something was their way, the highway, and like I said, and something is coming out. Something has been revealed. A secret has been revealed. Yep, a secret has been revealed. So again, take only what resonates with you. Take only what resonates with you. Take only what resonates. All right, here we have the Lover's card, right? So you have some kind of a partnership in business and or in love trying to come across your path. But again, I'm feeling like, looking at the cards here, somebody has a decision to make about something, because not only is somebody structured and authoritative, but like I said, a secret, you know, something was done behind someone's back and now something is out, right? I mean, somebody's belly could be literally sticking out, like, you know, somebody could be pregnant, right? And just trying to figure out some things, you know, and like I said, somebody was just looking to be saved from something. You know, somebody could have had a heartbreak, or, you know, somebody could have just had a, you know, a moment of weakness or something. Something happened, and somebody meticulously looked at a situation and started analyzing a situation. Okay, how can we keep something a secret, you know, without something being exposed, right? Without something being exposed. But something was so overwhelming for someone else to actually see something. Somebody who may have a, you know, somebody else, you know, something was so overwhelming for somebody to see something. Like I said, they're just, I'm like drowning in something, you know, like drowning in misery. Could look like, this looks like family drama. Actually, that's what it looks like. It looks like somebody saw something that they just, and they don't know what to think. They don't know what to believe. They don't know what the heck is going on. And something is just very confusing and needs to be explained. So here we have the Four of Wands here. So you have a twin flame coming in, and something is going to feel like new and exuberant love coming across your path, but there's still this secret, you know, that's kind of sort of lingering in the background. Something having to do with a Pisces, right? And the energy of a Pisces, like the something, like I said, a secret has come out. Some kind of a secret has come out. Some kind of a secret has come out, right? Yep. And so somebody's definitely not a fool about something. Somebody is not a fool. Yep. So this is Uranus, which goes retrograde right now. And something possibly having to do with a dog. Something having to do with a dog. So again, people are choosing to believe or not believe certain things, but what was done in the dark has now come to the light. Yep. Something is coming to the light. Somebody could have felt like somebody was their twin flame. Somebody could have felt like something was a new and exuberant love for them. But some kind of secret, like I said before, has now been exposed. The sun exposes the moon. The moon connects us with secrets. And so something is coming to an end because like I said, something was exposed in someone talking to someone. Because the Empress card is the third card. 3 looks like lips when you turn it to the side. So somebody was talking to someone. And then when you deal with third house, Gemini rules third house. So the distance was not that far away. So it was almost like, could have been like a short distance, short drive away, or walking distance. So something was close, within close proximity, and somebody needed saving. Like maybe somebody needed an Uber or Lyft, or somebody needed a drive, but somebody could have been overwhelmed. They could have been drinking, and they could have just been overwhelmed by something, and now somebody's, sober-minded. Not to say somebody was drinking, but somebody's now sober-minded, and they feel like a complete fool for what was done because they made a decision. Like I said, they thought something was new and exuberant. They made a decision to do something, and now they realize they were baited into something very shady, and something started out, they looking for somebody to save them from something. Yep. So, and whoever this person is that was deemed as a fool has full working knowledge of everything. That's King of Pentacles. This is a person who is like, they have full physical knowledge. This is not like they thought, they believed, they hoped, they're confused. Nothing. Somebody is very clear-minded, very sober-minded about a situation. And yeah. So yeah, this Fool card is Uranus. Somebody is now understanding that something is generational. And this is what I was saying about something is generational. Like in terms of some people's families, they don't have, some siblings don't have a line. A line is really blurred. Like in some families where they don't have a problem dating their siblings' significant other. They don't have a problem flirting with, dancing, in front of, provocatively. It's like a line. It's like there are no boundaries, none whatsoever. And like I said, somebody was looking for some kind of saving. Somebody could have been drinking that was overwhelmed. So something is coming out. Yeah. So High Priestess. Yeah. Again, a High Priestess. Like I said, predicted something about a dark High Priestess. Somebody was trying to compete with somebody. Somebody was trying to compete with someone, within a family, and now something is coming out. Something has already been revealed. Because too many people were lying about something. So this is in your family. Like somebody was like, like I said, drama. This is just the straight up drama. So you having love coming across your path, somebody who is very structured and very authoritative coming across your path, you're dealing with somebody from your past who was jealous of you. And this could have been a person who, like it's almost, let me just put it this way. It's almost like, and again, take only what resonates with you. If you're a guy and you were dating somebody, this person would have wanted to date the guy and the son, the father and the son. Like that's how low vibrational somebody is. They want to date the father and the son. Like they crossing that kind of line, right? And we're not talking about somebody lying and saying they flirting with somebody, because Some people, like I said, some people lie and some people fall for that okie doke mess and then find out later on the person is not even interested in men. I mean, but not like that. And so somebody that could have been a situation, but something actually happened looking at the card and something was overwhelming for somebody. And now somebody is feeling like a fool. But now there's physical evidence of something, like maybe a baby or some kind of proof of something, right? From the past. Some kind of proof of something from the past where somebody was like, okay, I knew something was going on. Somebody could say they knew, you could be the one that said, I knew something was going on, something didn't seem right because of some kind of physical evidence of something. So if it's not a baby, somebody could have contracted something crazy, but this is family stuff. And so, because somebody fell for the bait. Yeah, Knight of Cups. So now this energy from the past is now looking to be saved. So something has almost like come full circle, but this energy who people were trying to label as a fool moved on. They moved on. They had enough knowledge to say, you know what? They already know how somebody operates. So this would be equivalent to like, y'all remember the movie Soul Food, where they had the cousin in Soul Food and they found out the cousin has slept with one of the people's husband, one of the siblings' husband, and it all came out at the dinner table, right? But some people, they don't respond like the character did in the movie. Some people, they just move on with their life. Not because they're afraid of anything. It's just because, okay, if people got to do all of that just to make somebody jealous and something's been over already, they rather cut everybody off. Like literally cut everybody off. And so now somebody's looking to be saved. The one that, the family member that baited somebody who was just looking for help, who wanted to be shady, is now looking to be saved. The jealous family member is looking to be saved because they got love in their life coming across their path. Here we have King of Pentacles, and this King of Pentacles has some evidence or proof. So something, like I said, something has come full circle, you know, in the family. It's just something is a mess. Something is a mess. It sounds like a complete and total, just a soap opera. So, like I said, you got a twin flame coming across your path, a new and exuberant love, but you and somebody have something from your past that initially was a secret that now somebody who is actually a twin flame, this is an actual twin flame, that now somebody is like, oh my God, all come because somebody fell for some kind of lie that somebody was flirting with, or like I said, and somebody had already moved on, wasn't interested. This just sounds like a mess. This sounds like a complete mess. So that's why you gotta be encouraged. You made a positive impact on some people. Yeah, so, but you ain't going backwards. You're like, hell no. Your ex was on some kind of an assignment. I feel like somebody was, whoever you are, here we have, you are an answered prayer. I feel like whoever you are, if you're in a twin flame relationship right now, this person is encouraging you in a spiritual sense, to kind of sort of speak up, to just tell the truth about something, to just kind of like, twin flames encourage you in a spiritual sense. Like it's not forcing you in a physical sense, right? Like with being combative. But if whoever you are, if you're in a twin flame relationship, that person it's like iron sharpening iron, but it's also a person who is like, I want to see, it's almost like a person, I want to see you go to heaven. I don't want bad karma to come your way. I don't want anything bad to happen to you. I don't want anything bad happen to us. Like they're basically protecting the relationship, so they're trying to expose something, come clean about something, from the past, because they're like, okay, somebody has full working knowledge of something, and You know, they're just trying to get structured and authoritative. Somebody who's just basically looking out for somebody's best interest. So put yourself first. Yeah, so you have the gift of deja vu. You're remembering the future about something. So it's you versus you. Somebody is starting to realize that there's a difference between soulmate and twin flame, right? A soulmate is like a homie, lover, friend kind of situation. And that can get kind of tricky, you know. If egos are involved, looking at the cards, yeah, people can get jealous. They can get, you know, because hurt is involved. But something doesn't have to be violent. Some people, they get mad and they just leave. They just move on with their lives. Some people, they get vindictive, right? So, yeah, so speak something into existence. You have clear listening. Like I said, you versus you. Some people know the difference. Some people are like, okay, some people are better off as friends. And they just move on. They're like, okay, cool. You know, you found your twin flame. There's no competition. Good, right? So you have a new attitude. Somebody has a whole new attitude. So you're leaving somebody behind. Definitely leaving somebody behind. Somebody apologizes for betraying you. But yeah, everybody don't respond when they feel like, okay, you got a new person. Some people are genuinely happy for you, because if you look at it from a mature standpoint, if you're in this, even if you have kids with somebody, because I'm looking at the cards here, because something seems like it's in the family, like something crazy is going on in a family. If you have a mature relationship and a person feels like, okay, well, we're better off as friends, but if whoever you're with, as long as if there's kids involved, as long as they don't abuse the kids or whatever, as long as kids feel safe around that person or whatever, people are cool. As long as somebody's not trying to, you know, mishandle somebody's kids or abuse them or whatever the case may be, people are usually cool, usually, right? I mean, every now and then you see somebody get online and act crazy, but that's pretty, you know, cut and dry. People got their own lives, they moving on, the whole 9 yards, close out a cycle and move on. Unless big egos are involved, right? But you had a twin flame here coming in, someone who is inspiring and encouraging you in a very, seems like mature way. Somebody feel like something is new and exuberant. Somebody is very happy in a very celebratory way here, looking at the cards. And somebody from the past is apologizing for something because they're looking for you to save them in a situation, basically to lie in a situation. And there should be no lies about it. There should be like, nope, come straight up, come clean. Lying about what? Lying about what? Solar plexus chakra. Solar plexus chakra. Because 9 times out of 10, if you were in a relationship with somebody from the past, somebody already figured it out. Because somebody, whenever you see the moon card and you see somebody overwhelmed, right? When somebody's overwhelmed, some people can't hide their emotions very well. Like, I'll give somebody an example of something. Let's say it's 2 brothers. Because I saw an interview with where a family member was talking about how it was men, like, you know, dated a woman that one family member dated, and then the other family member dated the woman, right? Those emotions those emotions get high. So if somebody is sneakily doing something behind somebody's back, eventually it's gonna come out, and somebody's gonna get argued because they're gonna start seeing somebody as competition. Because somebody's gonna realize, okay, oh my God, he stepped over a line. Okay, shouldn't have done something. And somebody's gonna realize, oh, okay, somebody was overwhelmed, whatever, and emotions are gonna get high, right? Yeah. So you're taking a leap of faith. You're having a conversation, you're taking a leap of faith, right? Yeah. To free yourself, because somebody was ruthless. Somebody was ruthless to come between 2 energies. They wanted to do a bunch of grandstanding, stepping on stage, doing all this other craziness, right? And something took off fast. Something took off real fast. Yep, something took off fast. It took off like a rocket. And so now you're on top of something. Now you are on top of something. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. Something put a blazing fire up under somebody. So that's what I'm seeing here in your cards. Let's see what else we have here. Let's see if we can get a number for you. Let's see if we can get a number here. Okay, here we have befriend fear. So you are stronger than your fears. Fear is not an indication of success or failure. It just exists within you. Your angel's message is this: as you manifest your goals and dreams, consider where fear creeps in and limits you. It's not going anywhere. So it's time to make friends with fear. Reflect presently on how your fear could become a friend instead of a foe. So 227, because yeah, it's like the show 227. It's like people sitting on the stoop talking about it. People gossiping about, like, oh my God, somebody slept with so-and-so. What? They be crossing lines like that because somebody actually told a lie, believed somebody, had flirted with somebody else, and people like, oh, that's how their family are. That's how their family get down. They just do whatever because somebody believed some kind of a lie that was told. Here we have sacral chakra, right? So sacral chakra, somebody is drawing a self-portrait here in this. So create with your right brain. Like I said, some people are creative. Some people use their downtime. Like for instance, we have a full blood moon in Pisces coming up. And some people use their creative juices for, because the sacral chakra is all about variety, right? So ideally, when the moon moves through a water sign, right, that's a great time to create. That's the time to go in and create. That's when your creative juices start flowing. You can write a book. You can start collaborating with people creatively. And so, but some people secretly go do stuff, like thinking that it's never going to come out. Thinking that something is never going to come out. Like, you know, and if certain family members know that. Certain family members, like, they would not trust them. Somebody cut somebody off a long time ago. They didn't trust them around their significant others a long time ago in their teenage years because of something they did in their teenage years. And so you're on top of something. You are on top of something. So this could be happening in your family when you just like, I knew I should have trusted that cousin. I knew I should have trusted that so-and-so because they've been doing stuff for teenage years, since your teenage years, overstepping boundaries. It's like every time you bring somebody around, they flirting, winking their eyes, hitting on somebody, doing this and doing that. It could be a friend or somebody that you consider as like family member, whatever, and everybody talking about it. Everybody talking about, like on the show 227, right? So foundation and achievements. Yeah, because somebody feels like something is their way or the highway. Yep, somebody feels like something is their way or the highway. Yeah, because look, heart chakra. They need to do a heart chakra cleanse, looking for love in all the wrong places. They don't care whose family member it is. That's why some people don't. I'm telling y'all, certain family members, they don't mess with certain people. That's what somebody's starting to realize. In certain families, some people, they don't overstep that line. They don't. It's like girl code, guy code, whatever. They're like, okay, that's somebody you dated somebody's friend. They're not messing with them, right? If there was a woman, they don't mess. If somebody else's friend, they dated them, was married to them. Nah, if they know them, it's a no, right? Prosperity. So you making room for prosperity because you're right now being around people who encourage you the wrong way is messing up everything. Is messing up everything. I told y'all like this story of this billionaire, and I say it a lot on my readings. I think this came out in the last reading too. So if I can get that, well, it's a reason why the video didn't go up. So I'll just leave it alone. This is a lot of information in that video, but shared this video. This billionaire was being interviewed on a podcast, and he was about to go into business with this. He and this guy was getting ready to go into business together, and he said that he stopped. He just basically canned the plans. He was like, nah, okay, I'm not going into business with this person, because once he found out the guy was cheating on his wife, he said if he can cheat on somebody that he lies next to every single night, then this guy wouldn't have a problem cheating him as far as money is concerned. And he's like, basically he was like, okay, that just takes too much energy and too much effort. You know, you doing sneaky stuff behind the person's back and you sleep right next to them. And what would you do as far as money is concerned? You know, it was messing up somebody's money. All that sneaky mess was really messing up somebody's money, right? And so again, when y'all start thinking about a moon, and you don't have to have a moon in Taurus, just Taurus just in general, your sun or moon, y'all got to understand, because y'all are ruled by Venus and y'all are divine feminine sign, people are attracted to you all. Men, women, whoever, attracted to you all. But it could be for different reasons. And when they cross the line, that's when you say, you're crossing the line. Isn't that, if you're a man, you know, isn't that your friend? Like, I thought y'all was buddies. Oh no, we not friends anymore. I don't care. Isn't that your sister? Like, what? Y'all do that in your family? Well, no. You ain't crossing that line. Like, you got to be the person that stopped that. Or if you're a woman and it's a guy that's coming on to you that is, you know, a man's friend or whatever. No, we're not friends like that anymore. I've been looking at you. Okay, no, then y'all both need to stay over there. Or if it's, you know, like I'm saying, inappropriate stuff, I'm cutting both of y'all off. And I suggest you leave me alone before I tell them. Or tell her. I suggest you, and if they say they don't care, okay, well then you don't care then. Get out of my face. You almost 9 billion people on the planet. You must got an issue. So yeah, people be out here crossing lines like that in people's family, and then get messy when people cut them off. And see, they spin a narrative, and that's what I'm seeing here. Like, if this was you that cut off a family member or whatever, and you didn't say anything, then they spun a narrative, right? It happens in a lot of people's families, spinning narratives. But some people know, they quietly cut people off and let them fall into their own pit of fire, and they go on to make their money. They let them fall right into their own pit of fire. So because that something here is, something else is going to be exposed. Another lie about something else is going to be exposed. Somebody went into somebody's house. This right here, this house right here. It's a whole lot of stuff going to be exposed. That people going to be like, oh my God, we didn't know this, we didn't know that. How come somebody didn't speak up? Because people all of a sudden think that when people don't speak up and say stuff, they must be guilty of something. Not all the time. Some people have been dealing with people in their family line so long, they just like, okay, it'll take it. Let source take care of it. Somebody having an awakening. So, oh my Lord, wake me from life as a spiritual sheep. May I hear you through my own instincts and common sense. Somebody's getting ready to learn as far as family is concerned. You can't compete where you don't compare. And that's not being arrogant. That's like everybody has a calling on their lives. Everybody has a calling on their lives. And some family members, they'll realize they have a calling. There's greatness inside of them too. But it's also who they're around and who's encouraging them as well. That's why you're not getting linked. You're not linking up. You're not hooking up. You're not being around certain energy. Like, That's how you and your family get down? Oh, no. Goodbye. Click. Willpower. That's it. You're exhibiting a great deal of willpower. I guarantee you, if somebody traces it back, child, it's an older generation that's hanging out together. They got their little secrets too. That's why it's usually the ones that cut everybody off or just don't hang out with something. They know a whole lot of the black sheep. They don't hang out. Speaking of this right here, with a sheep on the thing right here. There's usually one that says, okay, they just cutting everybody off. They go out, they like, you know what, they use their creativity to prosper. And we talking about even in the spiritual realm. That's not even about somebody just wanting money. You know, this is not about somebody just being money hungry. Somebody is just like, they're not putting their energy into being combative, arguing over stuff, competing, all that crazy. It's a waste of energy. I'm telling y'all, it's a waste of energy. That's why I gave y'all the story about the billionaire. He was like, I'm not going into business with somebody who's cheating on their wife. And a lot of women don't have that same mindset. They're not going into business with somebody who cheats on their husband. No, we ain't hanging out. Or you messing around your husband. Even with some of their aunts and uncles, they like, no, you going, wait a minute, hold on. No, they can't. You can't bring that new energy into the house. Nah, And family members that's been getting away with that, because that's what I'm seeing here in the cards for a long time. They think you judging them. Who are you to judge? You're not bringing that energy into. That's your energy. Is like, you're not bringing that energy into your house, because it's a spirit. Next thing you know, you and your person arguing. You and your twin flame, which comes along once in a lifetime. Next thing you know, you and your twin flame, somebody that you feel like, this person encourages me, we happy, we good, finally I met my person, this is a new and exuberant love, they get me like no other. Now all of a sudden, y'all like battle cats in the house because you open the door, that portal for that divisive spirit to come in. That's how people get divorces. That's how people, some people, they get it. They get it instantly. They like, okay, that spirit came in here. Ever since that spirit came in here, and somebody's still confused, like, oh my God, how, I mean, will nothing happen? You open the door to that spirit. So some people are not confused. Some people just leave. Some people just roll out. That's what I have for you. So yeah, don't mess up your twin flame. If you feel like you have a twin flame in your life, whoever you are, do not mess that up. Because somebody who, like I said, a soulmate who feels like, okay, they're happy for you. Somebody who, and I'm talking about agape love. Somebody who, especially if you have kids, they're like, okay, as long as their kids are being taken care of and everybody is cool, you know, and people not being secretive, people can deal with that. As long as it's not somebody treating somebody like a competition, like it's about a fight about to break out. But when you let certain spirits in, somebody is about to be more mindful of who is in your circle. I'm telling y'all about to cut some people off. I'm telling y'all, because somebody's heart is not in the right place. Their heart is not in the right place. Somebody is now starting making connections like, dang, okay. Somebody has been competing with somebody. How the heck I ain't see this? What the heck is going on here? Here's the King of Swords here. Now somebody is at a high frequency, seeing something very clearly now. Like, okay, oh my God, what the heck? The air up there is thin. That's why somebody is like, okay, that's what I'm seeing for you all. Hopefully this is helpful. Yeah, but your psychic gifts, meaning that somebody has, wherever Pisces is in your birth chart, your third eye is open, your pineal gland. That's wherever Pisces is. If you have Pisces in your birth chart, that's that moon card there. And we're not necessarily talking about a Pisces. I mean, it could be a Pisces involved in something, but we're not talking about a Pisces per se. We're saying like the Pisces rules 12th house. You all rule 2nd house, Pisces rules 12th house, right? But it's also psychic energy, right? So whenever you tap into that part of yourself, your 12th house, that's when you tap into your psychic energy, your clairvoyance. This 12th house is like you're closing out a cycle. So it's almost like, if you can think of it this way, Taurus, it's almost like you're saying, okay, I've come to the end of a cycle. So what I didn't know before, I know now. I'm clear about something now. However long it takes you to close out a cycle, I'm clear. I'm totally clear about something now. So don't make psychic energy spooky. Like, make it clear. I'm clear about, because that's what clairvoyance, claircognizance is clarity. You have clarity about a situation now. And so now you're saying, I'm surrounded by people who encourage me, not, encourage me to remain high vibrational, not low vibrational. Yeah, my head and heart are no longer at war with each other. That's what somebody is saying. My head and heart are no longer at war with each other. I am not just focusing on the physical. So yeah, your other reading, like I said, had a little bit to do with this, about like secrets and people keeping, trying to keep something a secret. But I'm telling you, you're dealing with a real light high priestess, somebody who is not, they know how people are, from the past. They already knew. Somebody already knew something. So, and like I said, you could have known something, but that's what I'm saying for you all. Hopefully this is helpful. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye.